Hey, it's Rob and welcome to Axel's Garage. We're out here with our 03 Suburban. Now, if you got a 2000 to 2007 Suburban, Tahoe, Yukon, Silverado, Escalade, anything like that, you have these heater hoses that have a quick connect connector. And the quick connect connector isn't always quick to disconnect. They connect pretty quickly, but disconnecting them can sometimes be a bear. And what happens is, your heater hoses, and I'll move the camera and show you, we sort of got these partially disconnected because we fought with them for several hours. So right here you got your two main heater hoses. This one and this one, they would normally in a regular vehicle just go right back into the heater coil. You're in, you're out, you're out, you're in, whichever one they are, they are. Doesn't matter. But instead they go into these quick connects. Now if you didn't have auxiliary heat like in the Suburbans and the things with rear heat, you wouldn't have these two coming off. So what happens is these quick connects go into a T, and that T then attaches to the heater core in the back and to these side ones in the front. And these two tubes will feed under the vehicle and hit the heater core that's in the back of the vehicle for the rear heat. They're prone to leakage. They have O-rings on them, and they're prone to leakage, and they're a pain in the ass to get apart. Now they do sell a tool. It's a little round thing. I'll put a picture of them right here if I could find a picture of one. Now that tool is supposed to go on the hose here and slide up into the quick connect and release it so that you can pull the hoses apart. Half the time the tool doesn't work. The other half of the time it's too difficult to get the tool all the way back in there. I almost gave up on this one. I was wrestling trying to get, I have a leak in, not this line here, but I have a leak in the one behind it. So the auxiliary heat where it goes into the T, it's leaking. And I was trying to disconnect it to replace the O-ring. And now they're going to cut the grass. So, over the lawnmower, I thought I was safe from the lawnmower. Well, maybe I am for a little bit. I was trying to get this off, and I was trying to get just this one out. And that's where my problem was. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room to get this one out. So what you do is you got to reach in and get this one. You can see how one is black and one is white, and the reason why is because the black one is a little bit of an angle and the white one is a 40, like a little bit of a 45 coming out of the T, and this one is a 90 coming out of the T. And when we pull it out, you'll be able to see. But what you need to do is you need to reach back there with both hands and both pointer fingers and press the two tabs. So what I'm going to do is, you see these two tabs right here. So these two tabs, you got to press both sides of them, and when you press both sides, then you can pull the hose out. The problem is that there's not a lot of room to pull the hose out on these. So the best way to do it is to take the whole T out. So you reach back there, you get your fingers all the way back, and you squeeze down those things. You don't have to squeeze them crazy tight, and just give it a little, firm out, and they come out. And then when it comes out, it's going to be like that. So now it's going to be loose, you see, and now you'll have this heater hose one connected here. Right? I don't know how good you're seeing that, but it looks just like this one. This one's out in the open a little bit more. All right, and then you're going to put a finger on either side of it, and you're going to be able to pull this that way. And by pulling it that way, you could pull it off the top of the hose, and when it comes out, it's much easier to show you. So this is what it looks like. Lawnmower again. So now this one is going into the hose or the pipe that comes out of the heater core through the firewall, and it snaps in. So what I was doing when I was grabbing back there, it was in that direction, and I'm grabbing back and I pinched both of these. Sometimes you got to do it with two hands. You got to get a finger under and a finger over, and you press these down. When you press these down, it releases it, and you can pull it straight out. And then once you have wiggle room in this, then you can take the metal pipe, the auxiliary heater, press these two, and pull that pipe out. Or actually, you're pulling this away from the pipe. The pipe doesn't have any room to pull itself out, so you're pulling this away from the pipe. This part is what gets dry and brittle. The O-rings start to wear out. I could barely even see an O-ring in here. This is the one that was leaking. That O-ring, it seems like completely disintegrated. There's a big fat one in here. This one was only leaking when I was wiggling it, so I think I might be okay. And then you have this connection here. They sell this whole thing, and that's what I ordered. Lawnmower again. Now for this bottom one, same thing. You got to press down on these, and when you have those pressed down, you can pull this out. You hear it cracking? That's this part cracking. It's just dry, brittle plastic. So we're going to need to get a repair connector for one of these as well, which I think I might have in my parts bin. Let me go check and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so the only repair connector I had was this one. This one, I believe, is for a different application. This is the same type of fitting. This is the fitting without the ears on it, like this. Like this one's got these ears that you pinch. This one doesn't. This is the fitting that goes with that tool that I pictured earlier. Your heater hose goes on here. This snaps onto the quick connect, and you need the tool to release it. I think they use these in the vehicles that don't have the auxiliary rear heat. So now we're waiting for our new piece to come in. I don't know what's going to happen with this connector here. The O-ring is in there. It doesn't appear to be damaged. I don't like the way this thing was like sort of cracking. I don't see any visible cracks, but this would go in. Am I on camera here? So this goes in like that, and it pops in and it snaps into place, and it's supposed to be a good seal. We'll wait for this part to come in, and when this part comes in, we'll continue on this video and we'll see how we make out. But I did fight with them, and I know a lot of people fight with these things, and it actually, once I walked away from it for a little while, and I came back and I just pinched them gently, pulled, and it came off. I was trying to get this one off where there was no room, there was no pull room. So now I'm going to take this one back out. Same thing, you just pinch it down and pull it out, and we will wait for our new part to come in, and when our new part comes in, we'll continue along with the video. Alright, well, Amazon came today, got the part. I'll link it in the description below, along with the black one, which is the, one is the Gazinta, one's the Gazata, I don't know. But the difference in the two of them is just the angle that the auxiliary goes in like this. So this one comes in at a 90-degree angle, and the black one sort of comes at a little bit of a 45 maybe. So this is it. This is the one I took out. So now here's the tricky part. When we took out this, the heater hose that goes in here, this thing stood behind and didn't stay in the fitting. So we're gonna have to try to pry this around without cracking it. You can see how aged and brittle this is compared to the new one. So I'm going to take a little screwdriver and try to pry up on these ears, try to get it off without cracking it. Okay. I don't know if this really should go in here first. It probably should be in here, and you pop it in. And what I'm going to do is, I cleaned off the two pipes that are there, the pipe here for the auxiliary and the pipe that goes right back into the heater core. I cleaned them off. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a little silicone paste to lube it. I'm not going to use a ton. I'm just going to take some on my finger, I think. And I'm just going to put some on there just to lube up where those O-rings are going to slide. Just to give it a little lube, so that when they slide, the parts slide in, they go in nice. Now this one here is going to slide into there, so I'll take a little bit. I'm just going to put it on in this part. I'm trying not to get it inside the pipe. just so it'll slide into the O-ring nice and not damage that O-ring that's in there. I did not get a repair end for this. A repair end for this, what they expect you to do is to cut the hose, and then it's a new piece here that's got like a barbed end, and you put a hose clamp on it. That's the repair end for this. I didn't realize that, and I didn't get it. Otherwise, I would have just gotten that as well. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it together exactly the opposite way that we took it apart, which was this one first. So this one should slide in there and hopefully lock in. But oh, wait a minute. That's not going to work. Maybe this does have to go past it. That could be why this came off. This has got to go all the way past here. It was on there. Where you guys going?
Right back. The oven's on.
Oven's on? Wow, this is real tight.
Try and get it off now or get there?
I'm trying to put it all the way on. Trying to get these little grooves over that nub without breaking anything. Oh, there you go. Good push. Lube definitely helped. Alright, so now I cleaned off a lot of that lube with the rag. I'll put some lube on there. Alright, now this should go into here. You can see that's the big O-ring there. There's actually 3 O-rings in there. You see the 3 of them, Robbie?
Yeah.
So this should slide in and then snap in. It does, and should be able to turn it. So then it's how it's going to be, which is like that. Okay. Let me get this out of the way. So now that that's on, I can try to slide it onto the auxiliary pipe. This is for the auxiliary heater core in the back. So I'm going to slide it on, and it should click. And it did. I felt it. You couldn't really hear it, but I felt it click in, and when you pull back, it doesn't come off. And then you got the one all the way in the back behind the wire loom. Push the wire loom out of the way. See it right there? Can you see it, Robbie?
Yeah, we got the best that we can.
Okay, and then you just take it and you push it straight back, and it goes in, and that should be good. All right, so those are the quick connects. You know, like I said, I fought with it for a while, trying to get it out. That tool isn't for this type of quick connect. That tool is for the other type that I showed you yesterday before we got the part in. But it's just pretty much, this is in there on the pipe that's coming out of the firewall, which is coming through the heater core, and I just grabbed it, and you pinch these two, and when you pinch this, you see when you pinch this side, that part is what's grabbing the lip, and that part opens up. So you got to get in there either with 2 fingers like that, or with 1 finger from one hand, and you clamp down on them and you pull them out. And then once you get this out, now you can take the auxiliary one off, because now you can pull this away from the auxiliary pipe, because the auxiliary pipe doesn't have any room to move that way. So hopefully they'll seal up. I did this once before. I actually replaced the T on the black T on the other side, the left-handed T, and I fought with that one too, and it's been a few years and I didn't remember how I did it, and that's why I wound up fighting with this one. But it actually isn't as hard as I initially thought it was, and those special tools don't work for this, so don't even try them. They're not made for this. They're made for those other fittings that I showed you yesterday. So hopefully we'll be leak free now. That's today from Axel's Garage. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comments down below if you figured out a better way to get these things on and off, or a tool that does it, makes it a little easier. But the fingers worked. It was just getting them back there and figuring out how it was designed. Problem is, you don't do them all the time. You forget by the time the next time comes around. How the hell did I do that? How did I get them apart? pain in the ass. Anyway, let me know what you think. And as always, thanks for watching.